Coming up on Inside Michigan Football, the opener. The Wolverines take it to Colorado State. We'll take a look at the big plays offensively. Touchdown! We'll take a look at the guys up front getting the job done defensively.
Hit as he throws.
We'll hear from head coach Jim Harbaugh.
84 players played, so we got better. Woo! We got better today.
And Wolverine players.
We did great things. I think we can take it to a whole nother level.
And what is John Jansen doing at the Big House in the middle of the night?
We're early, we're ready to go. Game day. Got the whole gang in the back. I can't wait.
Inside Michigan Football is presented by Meyer. Hi again, friends. Welcome back inside the Big House for another edition of Inside Michigan Football. Doug Karsch alongside John Jansen following the Wolverines' 51-7 win to open the season 1-0. And John, let's start with your overall impressions of this opener.
Well, it was good in the sense that there weren't a lot of mistakes. There weren't a lot of pre-snap penalties. There weren't penalties in general. There was one penalty. It was in the fourth quarter. So when you think about it in terms of that, there weren't turnovers for Michigan. They gave themselves a chance to win against a team that was inferior, and they came out and they handled their business.
And what would you like to see improve going into week 2?
Well, I want to see better production inside the red zone. I don't want to settle for 3 points. I want to see when you get in there, you've got to be able to score touchdowns.
Well, let's start with our highlights, taking a look at the Wolverines' first touchdown of the game, and it came on a quick screen to Roman Wilson.
When you watch this play, you could see Cornelius Johnson down here in the corner, Ronnie Bell manned up. If you're going to have big plays and you're going to have great success, you've got to have your wide receivers block. And as this continues to move forward, you see both receivers here sealing them off, and then it's just Roman Wilson off to the races, which is exactly what you want to see, especially in the second drive of a series. And that's all you're looking for, is to put points on the board.
Heard forever, Michigan wide receivers need to be able to block, and that's what leads to big plays. Speaking of a big play, Michigan's defense started to crank up the pressure on the second drive of the game for Colorado State, and Braden McGregor got into the backfield to help force this interception of Rod Moore.
He did, and the best thing that Braden McGregor did is he set up the offensive tackle. Watch this offensive tackle. We're going to see it on the end zone view, but watch his feet. He goes straight back. You don't want to go straight back because that gives Braden McGregor a two-way go, uses his hands in perfect motion. You knock down his hands right here, he's got no defense. Now we're going to go to the end zone view. All he does is push him up, disrupts the play, intercepts him by Rod Moore. Now we're going to get a chance to see him here. Watch this offensive tackle. He takes one step out and then he comes straight back. When he does that, Braden McGregor knows he's got a two-way go. He's so worried about what Braden McGregor is going to do. Gets him to dip his head. It's down, eyes are down. Braden McGregor does a great job of getting past him. And then it's all you need to do is get to the quarterback, make a move up in the pocket, takes a swipe at the ball. Rod Moore's right there to make an interception.
All starts with pressure on the quarterback, and the pressure continued throughout the first half. Derek Moore, true freshman, he got in the backfield, and Yabi Anoma, his first snap, he got a sack.
It was unbelievable. And then when you watch the ability to put pressure on quarterbacks, especially with the guy with Anoma's speed and size and length, they asked, how can you possibly get this guy involved in the defense? He's only been here for 10 days. You don't have to worry about assignments. You just tell him, 3rd and long, hey, put your hand in the dirt and go get the quarterback.
All right, we pick up the highlights with this touchdown run by Blake Corum. And this is a well-blocked play as he pretty much goes untouched into the end zone.
This is an absolute thing of beauty. This one I've been looking forward to talking about because as you're going to see here, you're going to have your right guard. He's going to pull around. He's going to take first guy outside. Then you're going to have your center. He's going to pull around and up. You got to get some depth to avoid the inside pressure. He's going to get contact with that inside linebacker. And from that point on, running back always has to make one man miss. There's Zinter, he gets around, and you can see what happens there. Olu does a great job of getting around and making contact with that linebacker. Not an easy thing to do, but when you have that athletic ability from the center position, you have that ability to get him out in space and make blocks.
Well, the Wolverines, you said you want to see them score touchdowns when they get in the red zone, but when you have an All-American kicker Jake Moody, very reliable. William Wagner with the snap, Brad Robbins with the hold. You're a former long snapper, so the entire operation was clean today.
Snap, hold, kick, all good. That's all you need.
So the Wolverines led 23-0 at the half. We got second half highlights we'll take a look at when we continue here on Inside Michigan Football. Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2022 Michigan football season and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest.
It was awesome just not playing, our own guys anymore, but we still got a lot of stuff to clean up, a lot of things to fix before we take on our next opponent.
Back to pass, McNamara, quick pass, Roman Wilson, and he's got running room. 50, 45, 40, 30, 20, cuts inside, 10, 5, touchdown. Roman Wilson, 61 yards, it's 6-0.
Like, we came out a little flat. I know we got more than the tank. Overall, great game. Great game. Felt good being back in the big house and playing with my teammates.
But they'll run it with Blake Corum going right, and he will score. Untouched Blake Corum, and Michigan leads it 19-0.
Game like this, I think, especially being the first game, you just want to try some new things, see what will work. But I think we were pretty much balanced. This time last year, people were like, can they throw the ball? Yeah, we can throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have everything. We have from receivers to the quarterback to O-line to running backs. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we have it all, and we're very balanced.
Wolverines led 23-0 at the half. Second half, the Rams get the opening kick, and it couldn't have started much better for the Wolverines. Mike Morris gets into the backfield, continued pressure. He gets the sack force fumble, no whistle, and the Wolverines take advantage.
Well, and the important part is that DJ Turner, not hearing the whistle, keeps playing. Let the review take place. If they're going to bring it back, go ahead, scoop, score. I mean, a big moment for Michigan to be able to get in the end zone, to start that second half with great momentum.
Wolverines talked in the offseason defensively how they wanted to create more turnovers, and there was one they took advantage of. Meanwhile, the pressure continued. Mason Graham, I want to talk about the true freshman. True freshmen don't start in the middle of the defensive line, but not only did he start, he got his first sack.
Well, when you see the interior of this defensive line, we're going to talk about Mozzie Smith in a minute, but Mason Graham being able to knock a center off balance, knock him back, that's what starts everything going for a nose tackle. When you have that power, and then you have the recognition as a young player to be able to make a move off of that. You knock a guy back, most guys sit there, oh, what do I do? He attacks the quarterback, and that instinct is something that's not coached, that's inherent in him.
We saw J.J. McCarthy in the second half, and he brings the added element of the ability to run the football, and his speed was showcased on a couple of runs.
Well, when you have that extra element, and some of those aren't even designed, they're rollouts, and he just sees an alley and he takes off. But to have that threat of, am I going to hand the ball off? Am I going to keep it? Am I going to throw it? That triple threat is really hard to defend.
Mozzie Smith, we heard about his offseason. He had a sack in the second half.
Captain Mozzie Smith did exactly what he was supposed to do. He gets after the quarterback. Again, you don't see pressure from defensive tackles a lot. They'll press that pocket and make those quarterbacks go outside, where all of a sudden, hey, those real, fancy, sexy guys make all the plays. When you have pressure from Mason Graham, from Mozzie Smith, that's where your defense really adds depth, and you can't escape the pocket up in the middle.
As we get into the fourth quarter, Donovan Edwards, some tough running, sets up his own touchdown as the Wolverines went quick when they got the ball down to the goal line.
When Donovan Edwards gets hit, he doesn't go down. He gains, he gets hit at the 5-yard line, he takes it down to the 1, and with the, hey, up-tempo, get set, let's hand it back off to Donovan Edwards. He does not there tapping his helmet, wanting out. He wants in the end zone. Being able to push the ball in the end zone with those two runs really shows what Donovan Edwards can do with this offense.
Nice tandem in the backfield between Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum. The Wolverines get the win, 51-7. When we continue on Inside Michigan Football, we'll hear from the head coach, Jim Harbaugh. Here comes pressure again. He's hit as he throws. Ball's on the ground, and it's picked up by DJ Turner, and he's going to take it to the 40, to the 30. One man can track him down. It's Stovall who can't make the tackle, and DJ Turner's going to walk into the end zone.
It felt great. That was my first touchdown in the big house. And, I just saw the ball, scooped and ran. I was pretty much it to it. And then, it was great.
It was phenomenal. Like, I hit the quarterback. I turned around to see this man running. I'm like, dang, we got the ball.
I had no clue what was happening, but I was excited. You know, he had what, 2 balls thrown to him, what, TFL, pick 6. Phenomenal day, man. Phenomenal day by him.
Tremendous prep. Well done by all players and coaches, staff, everybody. That was really good. It was really thorough. When you look at the special teams, no muff punts, no block punts. Just everybody doing their job offensively. No turnovers. Woo! Only 1 penalty. Moved the football. Did a nice job. How about that defense? How about it? How about it? 11 TFLs, 7 of them sacks. So, hey, let people doubt you, and we just keep putting it on tape. That's some scary stuff out there, though. Well done. 84 players played, so we got better. Woo! We got better today. 84 guys in this team played.
Today's conversation with Jim Harbaugh is brought to you by Meyer.
Coach, 1 game, 1 win. Your thoughts initially coming up the tunnel on what you saw in this game?
Yeah, I mean, 3 things I really was hoping for coming into this game was that we win, that we would improve, and that we would be healthy. We come out of the game, Carson Barnhart had a bit of an ankle injury, but not much. Nobody cramped up. Guys were really in good shape. 84 players played, so I know we got better. And the way we won, I was really pleased with it because there was no error to point to. There was no 1 penalty in the entire game. Also, no botched punts, no muffed returns, no blocked punts, no blown coverages, no turnovers. I just thought a really well-played game by the offense, defense, and the special teams, and a lot of credit to the coaches and the players for how they prepared.
Was that about as clean as a first game as you've seen in terms of no penalties, no giving up big plays, and all the things that you just mentioned? Yeah,
I mean, when you don't have a preseason in college football, that's when you get the most blocked punts, blown coverages, just fumbled quarterback center exchange, false starts, all those kind of things, and it was a very clean game by our team.
Your initial thoughts on Cade McNamara?
Yeah, I thought he played really well. Had a couple balls dropped, but thought he's what we've been seeing him. He's been very good.
You take a look at this offense, and the quarterbacks, even doesn't matter who was in there, you were able to spread the ball around to 15 different receivers. I know other guys got into the game at the end, but that seems to be very unique to this offense. You mentioned you've got 5 or 6 different receivers that you think are ones, but you've got the tight ends in there, but 15, that seems to be a positive for this offense.
Yeah, to play so many guys. I mean, we play 84 guys, and Hibner, Colson Loveland, Eric All. I mean, a lot of guys at the tight end position. A lot of backs carried the football. A lot of receivers caught the ball. It was good. I mean, Kenneth Grant, seeing Mason Graham get in there and get a sack. Will Johnson had quite a few snaps. Jimmy Roller had a bunch of snaps. It was good to see some of those freshmen that we've been really high on get that game action. Alex Orji got a touchdown and took care of the football. Did a lot of positives. There's going to be a lot of positives come out of this game, and gives you something to build on. We're also building on last year too. So I was happy with the defense. Darn near pitched a shutout the entire game. Got a lot of pressure. There's 11 TFLs in the game. 7 of them were sacks. So Yabi got in for 1 play and got a sack, and it was just great to see the guys. Been watching the work and that they put in and how they practice and the effort, and to see it play out in the game and also play out poised. They were very poised and cool and collected as they went about their business today.
Well, Coach, appreciate it. Congratulations on the first win, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, John.
It's time now for our Elrose Steel Men of the Week. The Michigan defensive line had its way with the Rams, getting constant pressure on the QB and keeping CSU from developing any sort of rhythm in its pass-heavy attack.
The quarterback drops back 8 to 9 yards every play on average. So edge rusher like myself and everyone in our room was licking their chops as soon as that happened.
Licked their chops because there was good eating to be had. The D-line set the table for a defensive smorgasbord, which included 7 sacks and 11 tackles for loss.
I'm so happy for everyone else's success.
It's also, I think it was a great, morale booster. It was great just seeing them all, go out there and eat, just dominate. So I think that's what we're going to keep doing all season.
Morris says the goal each game is to hold a team to 3.3 yards per carry. Colorado State averaged a paltry 2.1.
That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. Once we got on the field, I saw my brothers out there with me, and all the nerves just went away, and we got to playing football, just like we did in practice, August and in camp. Just got to playing football, and each drive we went, I feel like we got stronger and stronger and stronger.
DJ Turner called the D-line a cornerback's best friend. The offense is also feeling pretty chummy with them.
That's what we're used to, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like the critics, they were worried about this defense this year, but there's nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Those are some dogs over there.
Morris told me simply they played Michigan football, clean and cut, fast and physical. And boy, did they want that shutout. It would have been the program's first in a home opener since 1978. For Inside Michigan Football, I'm Ed Kingersky.
Thanks, Ed. And when you lose 2 NFL draft picks from your edge rushers, it's good to see a lot of different guys stepped up for the Wolverines Saturday.
They did. They had Anoma come in, 1 play, 1 sack. You got it from Mike Morris. You get it from Braden McGregor. And then the added element of pressure from inside. Mason Graham, Young Buck getting in the mix. Mozzie Smith. Couldn't be happier for a player in Mozzie Smith who's showing leadership, showing production. That freak ability that we've heard about, it's paying off in production on the field.
So a long day in Ann Arbor on Saturday. Nobody's day was longer than this guy his day starts in the middle of the night, quite frankly. Stay tuned for that. Back here on Inside Michigan Football, and this was 5 a.m. Saturday morning. John Jansen, you try to be the first in line to get into the parking lot each and every Saturday. Not always successful, but it wasn't just you this weekend. It was your four of your 5 kids as well.
It's my team. Well, I have a team that sets up for tailgate, and as you can see, they're an efficient team, and it takes great leadership to assemble that team.
Well, 5:39, you arrive. The blue lot opens at 6 a.m., and you sent your kids in to save a spot at 5:45, which is technically against the rules.
Well, it may be technically against the rules, but there's always a way around those rules. And yeah, they may have had a talking to, but they stood their ground. They understood what was at stake, a very important tailgate spot.
So no flag on the play?
No flag on the play.
It was overturned?
Yeah, it was overturned.
All right, so 6 a.m., they let you pull your truck in and you start the setup process, and it's a well-oiled machine.
It is. Everybody has a job. We've got to get both tents set up. We've got to get chairs out. We've got to get coolers out. And then everybody else starts showing up as well. And it's tables, it's food. And then the most important part, once the grill is ready to go, you start the grilling.
Well, the grill was going just after 6 a.m. and sausages were on the grill at 6:31, and you guys had had breakfast before it was 7 a.m.
Hey, it is, I talked about this during the week, breakfast sandwiches, bagel sandwiches, it's a great bag, fresh bagels in the morning, cream cheese, American cheese, sausage, jalapenos. I know we didn't have a meat substitute, so it might not be for you, but it was outstanding.
All right, so night game next week, 8 o'clock kick. Will you still be here at 5:40 in the morning?
No, because the rules say we're not allowed to be here until noon, and I'm a rule follower.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
All right, Michigan and Hawaii, that is next week. We'll take a look back at that game on Inside Michigan Football. Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2022 Michigan football season and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest.
1, 2, you know what to do! Hail to the victors, hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail!